2020 unmasked some contrasting realities. Our taking for granted, the fear of running out, our need of others, the anxiety of contact, our quest for truth, the dangers of surfing, our longing for integrity, the loss of credibility. "2020 was a year of good harvests, but major uncertainty. A year in which we realized the importance of supportive units."
Who could have said that 2020 would turn out the way it did? I think we all started out with a completely different vision. And as farmers, we've got to remember that we've had a very different experience to the rest of the population of this country. We regarded as essential services, and we could, for the most, continue doing our work as normal. Obviously, with the impacts of not being able to get your supplies, and it was more difficult to do business, but we could carry on doing business. But that COVID has had an impact on Grain SA is very, very real. That COVID has an impact on this country's and the world's economy is even more real. Nampo, our biggest fundraising event, not able to host it, the impact, the financial impact, and the long-term impact on the organization. How long is this going to go? I think that's one of the things COVID has taught us. And the only way you get through it is everybody pulls together to get through it.
Toe die virtuele goede en die regulasies afgekondig word, natuurlik moet ons daaraan gehoor gee. Ons het die personeel huis toe gestuur, maar ons het baie vinnig agtergekom hoe kan ons dit doen. Gelukkig was al ons tegnologie in plek. Die mense het al van Zoom geweet teen daai tyd, al ons goed was reg gewees. Ons het onmiddellik ook deel geword van die minister se COVID span en ek dink dit het ons gehelp om baie vinnig die inligting te kry en om seker te maak die probleme wat daar was is onmiddellik aangespreek. En dan het ons ook agtergekom ons moes 'n klomp ander bedrywe help en ander goed net om seker te maak die land kan sy mense van kos voorsien. Jy weet, dit was oestyd daai tyd gewees en 'n klomp dinge was baie belangrik om seker te maak stroopers wat ingevoer word kom hier, die dieselvoorsiening bly konstant loop en so aan. Klompie uitdagings, maar ek dink die span het baie goed gedoen.
When lockdown happened, that was a profound and a massive change that was imposed on us and nobody, absolutely nobody could avoid. Where would farmers have been if Grain SA wasn't there? Where would farmers have been in that scurry, in that craziness that happened in the first week after lockdown was announced, of getting everything in place, getting permit systems in place, getting the regulations aligned to what is necessary in order to ensure production continues? So farmers have to have a voice, and they have to have a voice that's effective and can be heard.
For barley farmers especially, the restrictions created a major problem, with a ripple effect into 2021.
Ek dink Graan Suid-Afrika het verstaan waar kom die regering vandaan met die alkoholverbod, maar ek bedoel ons moes natuurlik namens ons boere gaan sê wat is die implikasies en hoe affekteer dit ons, want ek bedoel daar moet 'n balans wees in daai besluit van die staat en ek dink dit het ook so deur die loop van die jare het dit maar weer en weer na vore gekom soos wat die regulasies verander het.
Beyond the challenges of an unusual time, the Grain SA team continued to attend to hurdles facing farmers, such as a dispute regarding the moisture content of soya.
Daar was natuurlik maar die gewone run-of-the-mill goede wat ons maar aan moes aandag gee in met die soja se vog en die gradering daarvan kon ons onmiddellik met Afgri geskakel het in wiese area dit was en ons kon die probleem dadelik oplos.
In the broader spectrum, consumer pressure for a local chemical passport system, set to hold farmers responsible for food safety, called for a proactive approach.
You see in Europe and you see in the US quite stringent systems that are put in place. What Grain SA is doing is to ensure that the system that's put in place is something that's practically applicable to farms, that's practically sensible on farms, and it's a system that farmers can easily apply and consumers can be happy with.
Effective, sustainable farming is also addressed through a number of integrated research projects. This includes Grain SA's collaboration with BFAP on their data-intensive farm management research.
Die hele doel is maar soos wat Graan SA se doel is om te kyk hoe kan ons produktiwiteit verhoog, hoe kan ons winsgewendheid verhoog En ek dink wat hierdie program spesifiek mee help is om te sê maar dalk is jou hoogste opbrengs nie jou hoogste wins nie. Ons probeer regtig om te kyk wat kan ons doen in die eerste jaar se sukses was so groot dat ons dit nou aansienlik uitgebrei het, nog fondse gaan kry het. So ek dink dit is regtig mooi in die lyn van Graan SA se doelwitte om volhoubaarheid onder graanprodusente in plek te kry.
On the marketing side, there has been increasing emphasis on the all-important transparency of market mechanisms.
Die afgelope jaar moes ons baie tyd en energie spandeer aan, kom ons sê, ons markmeganisme en die geloofwaardigheid van ons mark. Die markmeganisme is so belangrik. Ek dink toe as die Mielieraad toegemaak het destyds, moes ons gekyk het, jy weet, hoe werk vraag en aanbod, en Graan SA se doel is, maak seker die inligting is daar sodat die regte besluite geneem kan word, maar die geloofwaardigheid moet ook daar wees. Wat die diferensiaal aanbetref is maar altyd te kopseer, en dis waar ons nou 'n vennootskap met die Universiteit van Vrystaat het, waar iemand nou 'n studie vir 'n alternatief op die tafel gesit het. Ek dink dis tyd vir 'n nuwe stelsel en iets wat meer gebalanseerd is, en ek dink dis waarvoor die boere gevra het en dit is waarmee ons besig is, en ek dink ons is amper daar.
The past year also saw the introduction of structural changes to Grain SA.
Nothing is changed in terms of the services. We are just changing the structure of the company to make sure we're tax compliant, and we formed a new non-profit company, Pakama Grain Pahama. This is for our farmer development program to make sure that we also BE compliant, especially for the donors so they can get those sort of advantages. But we've also changed Nampo Geboue, that is a for-profit company, into Nampo Commercial, for if we need to move the company into that space that everything is ready. We got our clearance from the receiver, everything is in place, but we have provided for a move if need be.
Financial management and proper control and responsible decision making with regard to finances is a huge asset this organization enjoys, and it's up to us, the current leadership of this organization and the farmers sitting in this Congress today, to ensure that stays like that for the future.
In terms of Nampo, however, the financial impact of COVID restrictions has been considerable.
Thanks to our forefathers who were diligent at ensuring that there are reserves in the organization, we managed to weather that storm fairly well.
At the same time, the Grain SA team was quick to come up with an alternative, and the show was hosted virtually, which served to secure the organization's place in the market. It also offered a platform that brought together the farming fraternity in a time of isolation and allowed farmers to digitally interact with suppliers on the latest agri-technology.
At our Congress today, we're going to be speaking a lot about the impact of COVID and on Nampo and on the organization, because of the impact that it has. And we need to, in that sense, take ownership of our organization and do what is necessary to ensure the sustainability of the organization.
Our other long-standing asset, the SA Grain magazine, is performing very well.
Ek dink ons het gesien in die markplek, gedrukte media het baie swaar gekry met hierdie virtuele tyd, en ons tydskrif het baie goed presteer. Ek dink ons het selfs met 'n surplus afgeëindig in die boekjaar. Ek dink is oor dat 'n vaktydskrif is, dis iets wat boere lees. Wat ek ook van gehou het is ons elektroniese weergawe, as die mense wat dit lees het toegeneem in hierdie tyd. Ek dink dit gee vir ons weer 'n nuwe, kom ons sê, geleentheid vir advertensies, inkomste en sulke tipe goed, maar die span het uitstekend gevaar, baie goed gedoen in so 'n moeilike tyd.
The effect of the tight economy on the Farmer Development Program also had a blessed outcome. As sponsorships became more conservative, an agreement was signed with SACTA, the South African Cultivar and Technology Association.
Yeah, we see industry really stepping up to the plate and giving us something that we can work with for the next 4 years.
Yet ultimately, the goal remains to build profitable farming operations.
The focus must be on profitability, because what are we doing for a developing farmer if we're encouraging him to come into an industry and it's a debt trap and there is no opportunity to get up and grow on your own 2 feet? Now's the time where what is good for a commercial farmer is just as good, if not more important, for each and every developing farmer in this country. And Grain SA's focus has never changed and won't ever change. It's about the profitability.
Ek dink Graan SA se fokus bly maar altyd rondom ons volhoubaarheid, die winsgewendheid. Wat kan ons als doen om ons insetkostes laer te kry en beter te kry, om die mark deursigtiger en beter te kry, maar dan ook die produktiwiteit rondom ons navorsing, nuwe tegnologie. Al daai tipe mandate dink ek is 'n kwessie wat nooit van ons agenda af kan gaan nie. Maar ek dink ook as ons na ons omgewing kyk in ons land, is ons by 'n punt wat ons dalk moet baie mooi kyk, wat moet ons doen waar die regering nie op die oomblik meer die dienste kan lewer nie, en waar kan Graan SA wat dit aanbetref help. En dit bring natuurlik vir ons na die volgende punt, is om seker te maak, is ons organisasie oordentlik befonds, het ons die fondse om hierdie tipe van navorsing en daai goede te doen, om in te staan sodat produsente nog steeds volhoubaar kan wees.
The year ahead will also bring the retirement of Jannie de Villiers, a CEO who's had a hugely positive impact on the organization. As such, the succession process will be critical to ensure that the organization remains geared to address the needs of grain producers, to the benefit of all. Because the voice of the grain farmer is the voice of food security. And in these trying times, we have to stay calm and stick together.
Jy weet, as jy net aanhou die regte ding doen, jy net wanneer almal om jou hulle kop verloor, dan moet jy net kalm bly. Maak beredeneerde besluite rondom jou besigheid, rondom jou familie, rondom jou organisasie en rondom die gemeenskap waarbinne jy leef. Moenie afkyk nie. Want as jy afkyk, gaan jy nie die toekoms kan sien nie en jy gaan oor jou voete val. Kyk op, gaan vorentoe.